What's up, guys? Frugal BC. Is liquid staking pointless? We're going to look at this debate today about in the Algorand community. Plus, Para MasterCard integration is very, very close. An update on TDR rewards, which is DeFi rewards. Algorand's prediction market just got rebranded. I didn't even know Algorand had a prediction market, so that's fun. We're going to look into that. Plus, the buyback and burn proposal on TinyMan was approved, so we will talk through that and what that means for you if you're using the TinyMan platform. All that and more on today's Frugal BC. Thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button. As I always say, you don't have to smash it. You can just press it gently. It works just fine that way too. Also, we got channel member videos that are exclusively to our $3.99 tier, so you can check that out in the description below. They start at $1 where you'll get videos before anyone else. And we are brought to you by non-fungible domains. And we have I can tell you a really good use case. It's really awesome to get stuff sent to you and it just goes right to your vault and you can choose to accept it or not. And it's a kind of a nice feature of the non-fungible domains account. So if you want that .algo address, go check that out in the description below. And we're brought to you by Marcus Aurelius. Marcus is a meme coin, an NFT project on the Algorand blockchain. They're building a nice little community over on Telegram over there called the Little Stoic Army. And they've got quite the roadmap coming up with physical products, animated series, even game coming, lots of cool stuff. So we're big fans of Marcus over here. So check them out in the description below. But let's get to today's news because I think we got to go through some of this stuff. First off, this first one we got to look at is the MasterCard Para integration. Now, we've talked about this already. This is not breaking news, but it turns out it's actually pretty close. So why don't we dive into that right now? So this is from Immersive, which is the company that's working on it. In fact, this is a response to Kay saying, when folks finance Visa card, and then someone said, well, what happened to Immersive Para Algo Wallet? And Immersive said, Para Wallet has completed integration. MasterCard has approved and is doing final testing, so 99.9% complete. As you can see, I definitely saved that one because I'm pretty interested in that. Now, Kay responded, he said, will it be different card level, a metal one, possibility to personalize with NFTs? Immersive says, if there's enough demand, then may make sense to offer physical card with personal NFTs. So this is a good question too that they answered. They said, what will be the fees be, minuscule or massive? There's no fees to use the card. We earn revenue via exchange fees. Us as issuer charge acquirer accepting card and small spread on FX, but FX rates we access our MasterCard's global interbank rates as principal member of the network. So even our spread should be more competitive than any alternative. Well, I'm really excited to see this. I think this is fascinating. I was excited about when they talked about it and not available in Canada initially. So sorry for our Canadian friends. A lot of times people think BC means British Columbia. It does not, but when I was in British Columbia, I tried to get a BC hat. Surprisingly, I couldn't really find one that just had BC on it. I thought maybe that would be a fun hat to have that I could wear once in a while on the stream, but didn't happen. So I think this is a big deal. It's been a little under the radar. It was a big deal when it was first announced, and then it kind of went quiet. So good on Kyle for asking. Probably something I should do more is ask some of these, hey, where are these coming from? So anyway, our next item, and that's an update on targeted DeFi rewards, otherwise known as TDR. And we're going to look at this debate really quick. We're going to look at this update really quick. And this is right from the Algorand Foundation, update on governance period 14 reward structure. Following discussions on the Algorand forum about the proposed GP14, that's government program, TDR rewards, the DeFi committee comprising members of the largest DeFi protocols by TVL met today to determine the best path forward. The committee decided by a majority vote to redirect the 5 million TDR to the DeFi governance rewards. As a result, the final reward structure for Governance 14 is as follows: 10 million algo distributed as general governance rewards, 10 million algo distributed as DeFi rewards. By the way, governance is going on right now, so if you haven't signed up, you probably got, I don't think you have too much time. I think the 14th, is it maybe? Oh, 14th there, right here it says. It's a little further down, just had to keep reading. With this change, the GP14 TDR spend plans proposed on the Algorand forum are superseded and will not be implemented. All other parameters of GP14 remain unchanged. So if you're interested in signing up, now we did learn recently that you can double dip, so you can run a node and participate in GP14. So if you want to do that, you can earn rewards from both, and that'll be pretty good, right? Because they're saying 6.6 APR on node rewards, and if you're also doing governance, I think you'll end up with trying to think what that would be. It's hard to say, it changes every period, but I mean, you could be getting like 6% on that as well, maybe higher. This one I wanted to highlight this one really quick. For the love of God, stop using acronyms in your tweets. He says, no, I don't think I will. I actually think, I actually agree with Kyle. This is sort of goes back to my journalism background, but you always spell out on first reference any acronym because people might not be familiar with it. And honestly, I had to think about it for a second. I'm like, TDR, TDR, TDR. I mean, stuff like TVL, I guess we all kind of know that maybe, but I think it's generally a good idea. It's generally a best practice to spell things out on first reference. So like I said, that just kind of goes to my journalism background, and it is kind of a good practice, I think. All right, up next is Algorand's prediction market has just rebranded. And by the way, I had no idea Algorand had a prediction market. Somehow that had never crossed my path. So glad to know about it, but let's take a look at this item. This is the Alpha Arcade, which was actually called something else. I'd have to go back to the original post. By popular demand, Algo Market. Oh, it was called Algo Market, which I think kind of made sense, but now it is Alpha Arcade. It's in testnet, so I guess that's probably why it hadn't crossed my radar yet, because it's not yet complete, not yet open on mainnet, but Retro Vibes unlocked, 10 markets now live, leaderboard and recent activity added. The spiciest prediction market on Algorand is here. Well, as far as I know, it's the only one. Is there another one? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know if there was another one. Been loving the app. Would love non-fungible domains support. Keep crushing it. Yeah, I'd like that too. I hope they do that. He almost says, is it an arcade or a betting site? Yeah, I think that is kind of a strange name. Calling it an arcade, like calling it a market Alpha Market might have made more sense actually. Like I know arcade has like retro vibes and that's cool, but it's not really an arcade because I think of arcade, I think games. I know there's other uses for the word arcade, but I do think that's a little strange. Deshaun from Compex Labs says, wow, going to have to check this out. Would love to see if we can work something out with Compex Labs. Was thinking Algorand native stablecoin XUSD. Is getting that in there. Yeah, weirdly down below, I'm not going to put them on screen, but weirdly down below, a bunch of people just put their wallet address. That's kind of strange. Oh, by the way, I mentioned this, but we have a new winner for our giveaway, Nico giveaway. And if check the community tab if you're a community member, because you might have won. I had to redraw it after I didn't hear from the first person. Then I finally did. So anyway, I just want to put that out there because I really want to finish this giveaway. But anyway, we talked before about Tiny Man's buyback and burn proposal, and well, it turns out it passed. So let's look at what this means for you. Exciting news, the Tiny buyback and burn proposal has been approved by the community with nearly 25% participation, far above the average for DeFi protocols. This vote showcases the strong dedication and engagement of our incredible community of governors. With 98% approval, it's clear we're united in shaping the future of Tiny. Well, so I want to push back a little bit against that because, and I know I get on my soapbox about this every time, but the best practices for running a survey of any kind is to not reveal the results until the survey is over, or at the very least, not until someone has voted. But I think it's better. I've heard some pushback to this that it's hard to do because it's like people can look it up on chain, but I think the vast majority of people are not going to do that. And they would have to seek out another website to do that. So I think while you can't completely guard against it, I think it's unlikely. I think it would be far better just to not at least make people do the extra work. Okay. Make people do the extra work to find the vote totals, because it's better just to not have it out there. I think most people are just going to go to the site and vote. So anyway, that's just my little soapbox because I really want to see that best practice put into place. Buyback and burn begins January 1st, 2025. How it works, buybacks will occur randomly throughout the month, not daily or all at once, to minimize market disruption. Transparency, all burned Tiny tokens will be sent to the ARC54 burn account specified below, with totals announced monthly. This is a major step forward for Tiny. Thank you to everyone who participated. Together, we're pushing Tiny to the next level. So that's really interesting, but how do they, like, who are they buying it from? And, are you just going to have, well, I think as I recall, it was partially it was stuff that was unclaimed or something, wasn't it? Well, I guess we'll have to look and see what happens, how this actually comes about into practice. Cause I guess I'm still a little confused on that. If you know more about it or you have ideas, leave it in the comments below. And if you have a really good comment, I'll probably pin it to to the top of the comments, because I'm just not really sure like what the mechanism for like is it going to be an option where there's a burn back and I can say, here, I'll give you the tiny, you give me algo or whatever. I don't know. So, okay. And our philosophy post today is about, is there a point to liquid staking? Now, when I guess I was surprised when liquid staking came out, because I thought, well, isn't there just going to be staking pools, and isn't that far simpler than having these derivative tokens? And I never really did them when it came to liquid governance, because I just found it irritating. I found it like unnecessarily complicated, and really I just kind of want to stake and earn, which I think is like the main benefit of node rewards. It's why governance wasn't as popular as they hoped, and I think more people were interested in node staking, and why node staking has been really popular. Like, I've been earning a pretty big percentage on my Cosmos, like over 10%, and I don't do anything. I just stake it to a validator, and that's supposed to be coming for Algorand node staking as well, from what I understand. But now this liquid, a lot of the platforms have been doing this liquid staking. So, well, let's just dive into this post. And this is also from our friend Kyle Lease. He says, have you considered liquid staking tokens on Algorand are completely irrelevant because they are? Irrelevant is an interesting word, but I could see like unnecessary maybe. So yes, why do I need this token when my algos aren't locked up and rewards are instant? That's a good point. What value does it provide? Oh, I can't LP made up pairings and impermanent loss my way into oblivion and lose algo in every exchange. Sad. The LST is freaking bad blockchain dino. It should die here. And he's got a picture of a dinosaur. If liquid stakings are so good, why stop at 1? Why not have liquid staking tokens for the liquid staking tokens? I think 12 sounds like the right number. What's a dumber idea? Liquid staking tokens are level 2 blockchains because, well, 1 doesn't work. Surprise, they're both free ice cream cones. Retarded. So he says, Gary says it's useful for those that don't have 30K or want to borrow against it. So you don't need an IST. I don't know what that is. But you don't need it to participate in a group pool. Why would you? Yeah, so the impermanent loss, maybe nope the F out. If algo rallies, it will kill those stakers. It's a huge trap. Yeah, I just think I think he's got a good point, honestly. I do want to see what the relative rewards are. In fact, I said this too. Didn't get much traction. I'm kind of surprised. So I generally favor simplicity over complexity when possible. So I only tried liquid staking once for my channel. I'm more curious how the straight up pools will work. And by that, I mean consensus pools, or validator pools. Do other chains do this? From the few other ecosystems I spent in, you can just join a pool, earn, and that's it. Earning 13% at my Cosmos pool and no derivative coins or anything simple. So kind of this is what I'm talking about. I guess if you want to if you just have a lot of free time and want to mess around with this stuff, it's fine. But I don't see that I'm going to be doing, I am going to be watching node rewards and liquid staking and comparing the relative rewards that people get. So I've got some people that are staking right now, and I could probably do like an experiment where I put some into liquid staking just to try it out for the channel and see what kind of percentages I'm actually getting, how that's working out. So we will see that. Yeah, I'm not convinced that liquid staking is a better idea than just simply staking to the network. And I actually take speaking of impermanent loss, I've actually been doing LPs for a really long time, and I'm pretty happy with how they work. My main caveat there is I stick with Algorand and USDC, so I don't get a lot of impermanent loss, and it's pretty minor. I've tested these out. I tested a number of protocols out for a good almost a year to see which ones worked best, and Algo USDC is pretty safe overall. The main thing with these tokens, I just try to stay away from ASAs in them, because except for my one exception was Tiny, but that was all money. That was all money that I received essentially from having used Tiny for so long, so I didn't worry about it too much. But yeah, generally Algo USD is safe, and it earns a pretty way higher percentage than you would from staking. So it's all about your risk profile. Someone will say which is best. It's like, well, I try not to give people straight up advice, do this, don't do that, because it really depends on your risk profile, how much money you have. What are your other investments? There's so many questions I would have to ask to give you a really good answer, that just giving you a straight up do this, do that would be irresponsible. But anyway, that's my thoughts on liquid staking. If you disagree, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm Frugal BC. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the future.